Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Distant Worlds 2, a new Space 4X grand strategy game out by Codeforce and published by Slytherin and Matrix Games. This is episode number 12, I think it is. It's been a few days since our last episode. I had a busy weekend. Actually went to go trap shooting, which was a lot of fun. I've done that a few times, but you know, I really feel like trap shooting, which is like when you're shooting clay pigeons, but it's kind of like a golf course type deal where they're set up differently at each station, is a really great social event if you've got like the right hearing protection. And what I mean by that is they have, they didn't have this the first time I did this when I was in high school, but like nowadays you have Ear Pro or whatever, where you can have like, basically it's an earplug that blocks out noise above a certain threshold, so it blocks out like the shotgun, but it still allows you to have conversation or hear the people you're with. So it's actually a really convenient. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Saw a couple of friends I haven't seen in a while, and have only seen a few times in the last like 6 years. So I've been busy, you know. Haven't posted anything on the channel because of that. But we're getting back into it today. We're going to be posting a Distant Worlds 2 video today. And then I'm thinking we'll probably have our next episode of the Single Malt Strategy podcast, where we had a special guest on tomorrow. That would be my thought. But we'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. As a reminder, this game is available on Steam. It is available on Slytherin and Matrix's website. And also, if you are interested in buying it on Steam and you want to support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Nexus GG page where you can get a Steam key while also supporting the channel. That being said, we are playing as a human kingdom here in Distant Worlds 2. We have a pretty large swath of space, which is sort of falling under our dominion. We're playing in a 2,000 star galaxy here. We've befriended the Lyris dynasty down here to the southeast of us. You can see we've got a very good relationship with them. We have a migration treaty that allows people to move between our kingdoms or empires, and now that we have passenger ships, migration may increase. Territory sharing map, galaxy map sharing, free trade agreement, non-aggression treaty, basically everything but an alliance. I'm a little hesitant to get directly involved in alliances at this stage because I don't feel particularly strong. We have also begun trying to sweep the galaxy, or at least our sectors of potential threats. So we have our fourth fleet here is on a patrol order, and it's been sweeping some of the provinces, I guess, to the south of Lavisar Junction, our main system, of various space monsters, and now it's moving to the northeast a little bit. Our first and second fleet are stuck on our two colonies. The first fleet protecting our home colony, the planet of Earth, with 7.2 billion people on it. It's actually a moon. And then the second fleet, a slightly smaller fleet, is protecting the province at Drira, which is another continental planet, and started with 31 million colonizers, I guess. We're up to 143 million. So that colony is growing. I believe it's still in the red. If we zoom into that system, I don't think we're turning a profit here yet, but we are slowly inching our way toward at least a break-even point on this colony. We've got a pretty healthy population increase, almost 6%. Human growth rate is 6%. The Xenox are about 5% growth rate. We have 38 million Xenox on our planet and 105 million humans. So they make up a pretty considerable sort of alien minority on our planet. The assimilation is 53%. I'm assuming the higher the assimilation, the lower the risk of civil strife and things like that. Probably also influences corruption. Let's see here, and happiness also. Apparently our empire has a poor reputation as well. I'm curious what the ethnic breakdown of Earth is. I'm assuming it's mostly human because we only just recently unlocked passenger ships. But if we go to Earth and we take a look here, 7.2 billion people, every single one of them is human. So the growth rate is much less, but the population is bigger. It is generating over 10,000 revenue per month, I believe that is, or year. Now our income is in the red according to our cash flow at negative 5.3 thousand, but we are generating bonus income that offsets that a bit. So not so much this year, but last year we still turned a profit despite pretty heavy costs. And that's partly because our fleets are operating now, and fleets are expensive, and fuel is expensive. And so that's kind of why we're seeing that. I was looking at building some new ships, but frankly, new ship classes, but frankly, with the what I was looking at in terms of building new vessels and whatnot, it just didn't really seem to make a lot of sense. Like, we could have slightly higher attack values or higher defense values, but I don't think it's worth the extra cost, or the limitations that are going to come with any of those designs at this point. We could upgrade our existing frigates here, and make them slightly better, and I think that's going to be the better approach. All right, so our frigates are coming in. It looks like we're going to be fighting a Gravelix. This one's a pretty big one, 400 assault value. This thing looks like, what the heck are these things? Like long tentacles, black arms, like space spiders almost. So you can see our frigates are swinging in here. Now, we've been losing a couple of frigates here and there fighting these bad guys. But the good news for us is we're coming in a, whoa, what the hell was that? Is it like a beam weapon? Like locking on or something? Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Maybe it didn't get in range. In any event, we killed it. So 4th Fleet didn't suffer any damage to any of its ships. The fuel tanker, for whatever reason, is still damaged and hasn't been repaired yet. These guys are going to move to, I guess, another system here and continue fighting. So their job is to clear out different systems. It probably isn't enough. I probably need a 2nd or maybe even a 3rd fleet to do this effectively. We just have too large of a system where we've got ships and whatnot that are coming under enemy attack. Ooh, that thing's big. That's a big Gravelix. Is he going to be able to get this mining ship before it gets, or I guess freighter, before it gets out of there? It's trying to jump. It jumped away. Okay. What's over here? Nothing. So that's also the location of one of the minor kingdoms. So we've uncovered multiple different minor kingdoms here, so independent colonies, if you will. Two of them are of the Hackendish races, if you will, and we're trying to build decent relationships, but they also don't really like us. And then one of them, I believe, is, God, what are these guys? The Xenox. So we've got 3 of those in and around us. It looks like one of the Hackendish colonies actually kind of falls within our, what it looks like we'd consider our colonized space. And actually 2 of them do. And then one of them is just outside of our territories. Although we do have ships traversing these areas, they just don't seem to be considered part of our space, if you will. We have uncovered 2 empires. The Lyris, who we're friends with, who we've mentioned, and then the Royal Issa domain, who is neutral with us. We don't really have a relationship with them, but we've uncovered they're over here to the east, kind of outside of our sectors, although we do have like different mining stations sort of lining up here way beyond our secured space, so that's kind of interesting. Research wise, we're working on interstellar destroyers, enhanced civilian ships, improved colonization, and heavy missiles. Gonna speed things up a bit. Yeah, sure, go ahead, go check that out. I'd rather sweep some of these other systems, but if the AI thinks that's the best place to send the 4th fleet, then go ahead and send them, boys. Research station, that'll help our research of some different technologies, so we'll go ahead and build that. Our cash flow isn't too bad, especially when you consider our shipbuilding seems to be very healthy right now. 15,000 so far this year versus like just not even 1,000 in the red, so you can see our cash is going up pretty considerably. Bloody Claw Corsairs offers to sell some information. A spy for 40. I'm not spending that much money on a spy. You guys are nuts. Okay, I've loosened up some of my only 3,000 credits. I'll take maps from my allies, the dirty pirates. I think the folks that we've befriended. But I've loosened up a little bit in terms of my building of resource mines, if you will. We're up to 54 mining locations, which is still below. I think 58 was our peak. You can see several of them are beyond our own space. The one in the PETA system, these guys keep getting attacked by pirates or something. We've improved research for assault tactics. You can see here we're under attack from different pirate groups. Actually, that's where our frigates are. So we're working on wiping out. Let's pause this for a second. Apparently we are working on wiping out an enemy base here. Also, we have some espionage that's going on that's getting people mad at us because we're espionaging them. Looks like 4th Fleet hasn't lost any ships in this attack yet. There is some damage here. You can see this Ghost Fleet base here. The Ghost Fleet is one of the pirate factions. They are... Where? Here. They're displeased with us. Well, they offered originally to join us, and we declined them. We didn't have the money at the time, but it looks like we're going to wipe out their base, which might be wiping out their kingdom, if you will, or their faction. Last time we attacked a pirate base, it did not go over so well. We had about 1,000 less assault value at the time. Looks like it's going reasonably well for us here. There we go. The Ghost Fleet have been eliminated. Take that, pirate scum. After eliminating the Ghost Fleet, 2 of their ships have decided to join our empire. Nice. 2 free frigates. The Star of Isurp. Let them join the 4th Fleet. Go back to our military ships here. What is that? That's a frigate. Okay. So the Star is Isurp, and then the Black Cutlass, which is a disabled escort. So have them both join the 4th Fleet. Those disabled ships are going to have to go repair and such. But nice that we eliminated one of the enemy threats within our galaxy. Are the oh, so we destroyed the one pirate group that was up near Sakura. Okay. Well, maybe that will dissuade other pirate groups from attacking us. Getting those 2 new free ships also is nice because we had 2 ships destroyed in a previous battle with that fleet. So it replaces some of our losses. We're going to go ahead and send the fleet back to repair at our home base. We still have ships under attack. It's by the Bloody Claw Corsairs. Where is their headquarters, by the way? Can we wipe them out? Do we know? Bloody Claw Corsairs are up here. We should really go wipe them out once this fleet gets repaired. They've been kind of a major pain in our neck. It's going to take a while for all the ships to get back to base, though, especially the disabled and damaged ones, and then I think we'll go after the Bloody Claw Corsairs. Disabled Cutlass is trying to get back to Lavisar. Can they jump with such low fuel? Looks like they can. Frigate 2. Attacking this mining station. Just a single frigate, I would think we'd be able to withstand that. It looks like we're keeping its shields down. We haven't really impacted its hull yet. It definitely is not broken through my shields. Okay. Gravlix. More technologies being researched on the ground combat side of things. Meanwhile, civilian ships are still 6 years away. Interstellar destroyers are 4 years away. There have been some new patches that have come out recently as well that are supposed to improve performance, although I don't know if that will impact me or not, because I've been... I haven't like set a new save file or anything like that. I don't know if that matters. All right. It still claims that these guys are in combat by the looks of that. What's my reputation? -1.9 due to espionage being discovered. Alright, the fleet is slowly making its way back to the home base. Once it gets there, we will go ahead and have it repair. Stop trying to offer me protection. I'm not going to pay you that amount of money. I'll pay $3 grand though for system maps. And to keep the dirty pirates as friends. So they really like me. They're evil. But they've got a plus 21 relationship with us. Oh shit. We've discovered ancient human colony ruins from a lost civilization at the ocean planet Tanab 3 in that system. Yeah, investigate. The ruins on the ancient world extend across the planet both above and below. I thought it's an ocean planet. Where is it above ground? And are relatively unstable. The world has clearly suffered from bombardment and some other cataclysm in the distant past. The above ground ruins seem more residential in nature, with little your team has explored below ground, discovered below ground indicates those ruins are more industrial in nature. However, exploring above ground could collapse some of the below. Focus on below ground. The underground ruins of Tanab 3. In the underground ruins of Tanab 3 in the Tanab system, you have discovered extensive signs of ancient industry as well as extensive remains, mostly but not entirely human in origin. Most of the underground facilities are completely ruined, but one of the data banks is still accessible and contains a great deal of information on this ancient human colony, which it turns out was once named Cygnus. From the fragmented pieces of recoverable data, it becomes clear that it was considered a relatively unimportant frontier colony with rapidly growing population of various species totaling around 500 million. Minor colony, 500 million. Shortly after it was colonized, a great war against a terrible power known as the Sakitur Axis began, which resulted in an increasing influx of refugees from various parts of the galaxy. The sudden surge in population, along with the strains of what appeared to have been a full mobilization of the population toward wartime goals, resulted in scarce resources and increased property crimes. An ancient interstellar law enforcement organization called the Terran Rangers appears to have been put in charge of maintaining order, but its methods out in the frontier were at times harsh and not always welcomed by the locals. The underground ruins were largely part of the rapid wartime mobilization to build out an industrial base that could support the war effort. The most recent data entries seem to be from roughly a millennia ago and do not give an indication of how this place came to ruin. We have found technology that has advanced our understanding of basic diplomacy, human language, and expressions. Okay. Don't we already have that shit? I mean, we're humans. All right. Fourth Fleet is still repairing. You can see some of these ships are in the process of repairing. And then once done, we're going to go Target these fuckers. Try and take out these claws. I get that we're trying to win that one population over to join us, but is it really just a matter of just keep giving us shit tons of cash and we'll join you? Also, it looks like our cash flow has turned positive. I know we did discover some really lucrative resources in our last episode. I know some of you were commenting on how we need to mine it. I forget what they were, but I believe I am mining it now. So if we go and we take a look at our resources, construction resources are in good supply, fuel as well. We are low of 3 luxury goods and critical of 7, but they're luxury goods, so I think we're doing okay there. We take a look at our trade. I wish I told you what you were doing with like the pirates, but you can see we've got a positive trade income with the Lyris Dynasty. Looks like about 1,000 credits a year over the last couple of years, spending way less than that. And we don't have any trade agreement with the Royal Esau domain yet. I'm curious if we speak with them, will they offer like a limited trade agreement? Improve relations by 3. Okay. Well, we could send them a gift, but looks like it's going up by 3 per year. So let's just wait. Nar Shadows 1. New resource. Wicklium. Oh, it's an alcohol. Okay. All right. Is the fleet repaired yet? 4th fleet. How you doing? Repair. Are you? Ship cannot move. Why? So if the ship can't move, let's see if they still move. Says they're moving. Well, we uncovered a new independent colonies of Hackendushes. Okay. We really like to run into those guys, huh? All right, go ahead and repair. Once these guys are repaired, then we'll go ahead and get the 4th fleet. Oh, no. Why are you moving? All right, everybody's repaired. Okay. So everybody's repaired now. I don't actually want you to go fight those guys. I'd rather you go over here and go deal with these fuckers. The Bloody Claw Corsairs. Where is their base? I think they're supposed to be here, right? Oh, they're over here. How strong is their base? Do we have any intel on that? 1,200? All right, 4th fleet, go get them. So they have a bunch of ships in a nearby system, but maybe we can wipe out the smuggler nest and get those enemy ships to join us. Double the strength of the systems. Where are we going? Are we going? All right, well, I guess we're going to this place first, which is where the main enemy ships were located, right? So I suppose we can try and wipe them out first. They're going to jump away. Man, they've got a lot of freaking ships. Okay. We're on the way. We'll have to see if it makes sense to still attack them then. Or are they actually attacking over here? Not sure I see who's attacking them. They're fighting someone. Doesn't say who. Where's the 4th fleet? I hear them. Okay, so our fleet basically just bypassed the enemy there. And they're moving to the nearby system where the enemy fleet is, or where the enemy base is located. Wow, that's a weird looking... It almost looks a space station, like this brown dwarf planet. But we're going for the smuggler's nest. The Bloody Claw Corsairs have raided a mining base of ours and got nothing. Meanwhile, the 4th fleet, 17 ships in all, cruising in at full strength to destroy these guys. If all those enemy escorts show up at the same time, we might be in trouble, but my hope is that they're all dispersed on various raiding missions. We're coming in close formation, so hopefully that does what we need it to. Looks like they have a whole bunch of fighters. Oh my god. They've got 4 interceptors, it says, but it looks like more than that. Meanwhile, our ships are suffering pretty heavy damage. The enemy shields are goddamn strong. Alright, so we got through them. We're wearing the armor down quickly. We've already lost... We haven't lost any ships, but we've lost about 1,000 of our firepower. We've got through the shields and the hull. We're working on the hull now. We'll see if our ships survive long enough. We just lost one that blew up there. Its hull's down to 50%. I think it has ceased returning fire. We're going to win this thing. Our fleet was badly battered. We lost a huge percentage of our strength. Our ships were shot to pieces, you can see here. A lot of damage. Some of these guys, no fuel. One of them said 0 anyway. All of these guys, a lot of these guys have suffered varying degrees of damage. But we destroyed the Bloody Claw Corsairs. And we got one new ship that decided to join our empire. It's an escort. An escort. So we can join the 4th fleet. It'll replace the one ship of ours that was destroyed. We're going to return to base to repair. For 143,000 credits? I don't think so. All right, so the dirty pirates, I guess they like us, mostly. Meanwhile, another enemy pirate group is eliminated, hopefully securing territory, or at least our space. Surprised that wiping out other pirate groups doesn't make the pirates that we do deal with a little bit more friendly. You'd think they might be like, oh, these guys mean business. You know, we're not gonna, they're not appeasers. We're gonna go ahead and give them some respect. Meanwhile, Jur is now up over 200 million people here, 250 million people. It is still negative 1,000 in terms of income here. Population is almost 50% in Xenox. A little bit less than 50%. The human population growth rate is faster. But the Xenox are assimilating as well. They're up to 88% assimilation, or assimilation. So that's good news for us. I mean, as long as they assimilate and they're willing to follow our rules, if you will. I'm okay with them sticking around. Fourth Fleet, meanwhile, 17 ships returning to Lavisar. We'll switch them back over to automatic now that we wiped out that enemy base. Does anybody know who's watching this on YouTube? Do any of you know how frequently space bugs respawn? Because I killed a bunch of them last video, but I don't know like how quickly they just respawn and how much of a threat they are. Because obviously we're continuing to be under attack now. Some of this is much of this is from pirates, but I don't know what to expect. You know, if we go through and we sweep a system of Xenox, or not Xenox, but Galaxies, or oh my god, I forget the like electrical pulse ones. But if we sweep a system, how quickly will they show back up? Oh man, 2,300. This is an independent kingdom. It's outside, strictly speaking, our space sector. Lavish escapades. They're part of the Royal Iset domain, so they are outside of our space entirely. There are a shit ton of Gravelaxes around this blue giant. Over 2,000 assault value. Yikes. Fourth Fleet is still returning. How are we doing on research, by the way? 97% of the way there on destroyers, so that'll happen this year. Enhanced civilian shipping will also happen in about 2.3 years. Last year we built about 3,500 worth of civilian ships and then selling fuel and trade bonuses. This year it's a little bit less, but in each case it looks like our expenses are going to be outweighed by our bonuses. If the fleet ever gets to rest and stop sailing around and fighting people, then the costs will come down. Also, is there like, do you have to build an academy or something? Like, how do you get more admirals? Because I only have the one, and I feel like each one of my fleets should have an admiral. Okay, that's where the dirty pirates are. How's my reputation going? We're up to 0. Okay. Interstellar destroyer research is complete. Nice. Okay. So, with that being said, we have 1 destroyer in our first fleet. Let's take a look at ship design here. Well, actually, how close are we to heavy missiles? Oh, still a ways away. All right, in that case, let's go to ship design. We'll add a new design. We're going to do a bomber design because we haven't researched a bomber, and I'm just going to accept the auto design here because I really don't know what's good or bad for bombers. So we'll just... Oh, I should have edited the name there, right? What do we want to call this thing? We called the fighters Vipers. We'll call these guys a Raptor. Although I guess a Raptor would make less sense to be a bomber, but whatever. All right. And then we're going to go and we're going to name a destroyer, or we're going to build a destroyer. We'll auto-generate this. Now, interestingly enough, the destroyer's attack value is only 24.9. Its defense value is way higher than anything we have at 676. Our current frigates, which are our current biggest ships, have a defense value of 35. So more than double the defense value, but the attack value is lower. Our attack value on our frigates right now is 44. Speed maneuverability is less than frigates. That's not surprising, but then the sensors is also double the current frigate design. So we have a countermeasure system on here and a short sensor array. We have a small starfighter base, deflection field generator, 2 of those, and 2 standard armor, so good defenses there. We have a sentinel multi-beam point defense And then we've got multiple large-scale weapons platforms. So rather than putting the railgun on the small platform there, I'm going to have to figure out how to like generate more space. 120 is assigned to the countermeasure system. That's nuts. Concussion missile of 120, 120. They're medium size. So what are the weapons? Whoops. What are the weapons we could go with? There's an atomic devastator, which I'm assuming is some kind of atom bomb. It's a bombardment weapon for planets. Nice. We'll take off and nuke them from orbit. It doesn't actually add anything to the attack strength. But if we were going to start taking planets, that would matter. We've got Epsilon torpedoes. So like if we wanted concussion missiles or 1800 range, 12 damage. If we wanted to go with Epsilon torpedoes version 2, we could do that. What if we did that? So instead of the concussion missiles, 27. Yeah, Epsilon torpedoes add a lot of punch at the medium size there. Their range is 2,000. Their damage is 44. They don't bypass shields. They do bypass armor. Okay. We only have 3 engines on here. The size is what's killing us here. The size of the damn ship. Can we drop one of the crew systems? No, we need that. I guess I probably should research more advanced like crew technology and stuff. So 2 Epsilon torpedoes, good range. We go with a small ion cannon in the large slot. It's a short range weapon with moderate, only 10 damage, but it does have a lower shield bypass, I guess, than the Epsilon. Negative 40 versus negative 25. Armor bypass is less, 25 versus 40. We've got 30 energy per shot. This has 18 energy per shot. Fire rate 12 seconds, fire rate 13 seconds. Intercept fighter 5 for seeking as well. 22 Epsilon torpedoes, much better there. Intercept range of 1,000 versus 450. Shots per volley, 2 versus 1. So like, could we do an Epsilon torpedo? We could do another Epsilon torpedo. So we could have 3 Epsilon torpedoes and a Sentinel beam point defense. That was a Thuon beam. 1,000 range. Close in weapon. Okay. So this would give us 54 attack strength, 76 defense, 9 maneuver, 8 scanners. It's all torpedoes though. So if you've got like an enemy ship that is good at shooting off torpedo or shooting down torpedoes, and these are also going to consume necro stones, and they're also standoff weapons. So they're not designed to be in close range. We have no close in weapon systems. So let's take a look up here. If we go to weapons, Intimidator Surge Burst Blast. Oh, can that fit on any of these? Whoa. So it's an area weapon. Range of 1,500. Is there a risk of it blowing up your own stuff? It's heavy. It's a large system. But that thing is powerful. 33. If we could do 3 of those, we would be, oh, look at the power there. We just don't have the size to do it. Even if I dropped the countermeasure system. Starfighter Bay wouldn't be enough either. Okay. Let's drop those. We'll drop 2 of the Intimidator Surge Blast. This is an area weapon. Okay. Now if we were to put a Epsilon torpedo here, we could fit that. So we could do a Surge Blast Weapon Large in one of the 120 slots, the Epsilon torpedo in the, let's do this just from a design perspective. I think putting the Surge in the front. Where I don't see it though. That's my confusion here. Oh, there's. So this will be on the front, right? So yeah, the Surge, this weapon system will be on the front of the ship here. And we should have the same thing on each of the flanks here if we do. If we even have enough room. Epsilon torpedo. Epsilon torpedo. Yeah, we don't have the space. So what if we do a small version of the Epsilon torpedo in that section? Or what are concussion missiles? They are standoff weapons as well. Damage of 12, 1,800 range. Epsilon torpedo range of 2,000, damage of 21. So they inflict more damage. Can I put 2 of those on this big platform? I can. So I can put 2 smalls in these 120 sectors. So these are big sections of the ship assigned to a small standoff Epsilon torpedo weapon. That gives us 50 attack strength. Still a little bit of space to play with. Ion cannon just a little bit too big. Sentinel point defense would fit perfectly. An intercept weapon with an interceptor missile would be too big. Maxos blaster, an in-close weapon. So go with a Maxos blaster. That's an in-close weapon. It adds 5 more attack strength. So it gets our attack strength up to 55, which is 11 higher than our frigates, while our defensive value is more than double our frigates, and our scanners are more than double our frigates. So I think this could be a worthwhile ship. So essentially we've got a in-close blaster weapon on the top of the ship. We've got 2 Epsilon torpedoes on the flank of the ship. Those are standoff weapons. An area weapon on the front. I really don't know what to expect from the Intimidator Surge Blast. It creates an area blast wave that does a lot of damage. I assume that's good versus enemy bases. And then we've got countermeasure system, short range sensor array, small starfighter base or bay, Sentinel point defense, and some engines. It does say that our maneuvering and top speed are low for a ship of this class. Maybe as we unlock better technologies that take up less weight and size, we'll be in better shape. But that is our new ship. So what do we want to call these guys? it has an area weapon, right? We will call it the lightning class, either in honor of the P-38 or the F-35, whatever you prefer. So we'll call it the Lightning Destroyer class. And I think that'll be the flagship of each one of our fleets. So we already have one destroyer in one of our fleets. These guys are really expensive, so I'm not going to build a ton. But I am going to build 2 of these Lightning classes to flagship both the 2nd and 4th fleets. So we'll go ahead and do that. It helps that the 4th is returning to port as well to repair. I'm curious how that compares with the THG here. This guy, does it give me the info on the design? Like, can I see the ship? This guy has 2 concussion missiles and a medium starfighter base. Strength of 520 with a max DPS of 8.5, 8 average DPS, range of 4,200. So I'm assuming it's longer range. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and build 2 of these destroyers. And spend a ton of money doing it. Looks like we can only build 1 of these guys per turn. So this guy's gonna have a range of 950. That's it? Or is that just right now? Okay, so the range on this bad boy, now that it's constructed, appears to be about half of what the THG destroyer that we rebuilt was. Its max DPS is double though, so we can take a look here. We can see DPS is 8, 5, and 8, range of 4,200. This is a closer in ship, range of 2,000, but max DPS of 1,630 and 940. Strength of 372 versus 532, so its strength is less, but it packs more firepower. We're going to go ahead and assign this to the 4th fleet. And then the next ship that's being built will be assigned to the other fleet. So the Ultimate Protector will be assigned to the 2nd fleet, and then the THG will stick with the 4th. So those are going to be our flagships of our fleets. Is that range in terms of like how far it can shoot, or in terms of how far it can travel? I'm not entirely sure. All right, so we built 2 destroyers there at immense cost to the Empire. And that should help us also, and hopefully it does a serious amount of damage to enemy bases that we attack. Maybe lets us crush those more easily. Another frigate mining one of our raiding stations. The raiding stations can hold their own against individual enemy frigates, so that's a good sign. You know, also, we should be really close on that civilian shipping. Once we get the enhanced civilian ships, we should be able to make over 100,000 really quickly just by upgrading some of our civilian ships to the new, or building new civilian ships, I guess, accurately. Foreign pirate leader recovered. What? While salvaging an escape pod in the Solanos Junction system, we've made the following discovery. Pirate leader Volk Macros. Okay, so what do we do with him? Nice, multiple escape pods. Captured a spy. And a foreign scientist. Do they join us? Like, what's the deal there? Doesn't look like it. So I'm not sure what the point of that is. Anyway, so we destroyed one of the more menacing pirate factions this turn. A relatively slow turn, but we have increased our pirate or our colonization on Dreer up to 300 million. Looks like we're slowly inching our way toward profitability there. Just close to breaking below 1,000 in the red. Xenox are now fully integrated into the population. Macros. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere. He's not in prison. He's not a spy, although this guy that we just captured is. So, I don't know if that matters. We're working on getting the civilian civilian shipping research done. Fourth fleet is no mission, fully repaired. I think the next thing to do is to get them back out and patrolling. Maybe we'll go wipe out these 900 Galaxies. How's the research going here? 97%. 180 days. Do we have these guys in sight right now? No. But we also don't have anything in the system, do we? So move the fourth fleet over there. We'll see how long it takes them to get there. We'll see if we can wipe out. I think they were all just Gravlixes, but we've got a strong fourth fleet now with over 2,600 assault value. We could also consider breaking some of these fleets up a little bit, given that we now have well over what is a likely enemy raiding party. Like if we dropped 300 assault value on each of these fleets, maybe 300 or 400 out of the fourth fleet, we could form a third fleet, or technically a fourth fleet, but name it the third fleet, which would then allow us to do some more patrols of the galaxy. It doesn't look like we have anything anywhere near 2,000 or even 1,500 as likely targets. The only exception might be in attacking enemy bases. Hyperdrive? Yeah. So, okay. So the pirates gave us hyperdrive technology. Nice. Does that fully get us up to that next level in hyperdrive tech? I don't even know where the hyperdrives were. I think I went too far. Stars. Yes. So we have fully researched hyperdrive, the next level of hyperdrive technology, Galaxies. So it's above warp bubble generators, so we can upgrade all of our ships to that next. That'll also give us a huge chunk as we overhaul the civilian fleet to include those on their basic designs. So that'll get us a big chunk of cash. Meanwhile, our destroyer fleet, or our fourth fleet, destroyer of enemy threats, is on its way to the White Dwarf system IS-363. We'll see if those enemy Gravlixes are still around here. I'm assuming they are. They tend to feed off the energy of the stars there. They are. So fourth fleet has arrived. Let's go wipe these guys out. Let's see if we can see our destroyer in action. This is the destroyer here. This is our first star destroyer that we have built domestically. You're really gonna jump all the way around there? Just waiting on them to get over there. Soluna Prime Republic encountered. We've encountered a new empire in the Yagdol system. They're predominantly composed of humans, same as our empire. They would likely be favorable toward us. Initial communications with them have been catastrophically bad. They're always bad, aren't they? When have we ever had a good relationship with anyone? Or they immediately want to trade with us. Okay. I don't know who you are. What you got going on. But I'm willing to trade. We're going to jump to the other side of the star. Let's see if our destroyer can... I don't even see the destroyer. Where is she? Are they killing each other? We already got the first one. Never got to see the whatever that area weapon was in action. I think that was everything. Well, we sure wiped them out quickly. We'll switch these guys over to an attack footing, switch it over to AI, and let the AI do the rest of the work. With that being said, guys, we're going to redesign the civilian fleet and ships in our next episode. We've been going for almost an hour now. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video of Distant Worlds 2, a new Space 4X strategy game by Codeforce and developed by Matrix, or published by Matrix and Slytherin Games. The game is available directly through Matrix and Slytherin on their websites. You can go to like matrixgames.com and buy it, or you can check it out on Steam. If you do decide you want to buy the game on Steam, just as an FYI, there is a link in the description, both to the Steam page, but also to my Nexus GG page. And if you want to help support the channel, you can go to my Nexus GG storefront. It's an officially licensed third-party storefront, and you can go there, purchase the game there. You'll get a Steam key, but you'll also support the channel. So if you're interested, certainly appreciate that. I try not to push that too much. I just mention it generally at the end of each video. Certainly, you're under no obligation. I'm not trying to guilt anyone into doing that. Do it if you want, don't if you don't want to. With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. Hope you guys did enjoy this, and leave your thoughts down below. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.